This just in, common sense has died in America. As many of you know, common sense had been battling a fatal disease in America for many years now. Well, today common sense lost its battle and died a brutal death. Now let's go live to the funeral already in progress.
Today, we gather together to mourn the passing of a beloved old friend, Common Sense. Common Sense has been with us for many years. No one knows for sure how old he is, since his birth records were lost long ago in bureaucratic red tape. Common Sense will be remembered as cultivating such valuable lessons as knowing when to come out of the rain, why the early bird gets the worm, life isn't always fair, and maybe, just maybe, it's my fault. Common Sense lived by simple, sound financial policies. Don't spend more than you can earn. And he gave us reliable strategies, like adults are in charge, not children. His health began to deteriorate rapidly when well-intentioned but overbearing regulations were set in place. Reports of a 6-year-old boy charged with sexual harassment for kissing a classmate. Teens suspended from school for using mouthwash after lunch. And a teacher fired for reprimanding an unruly student only worsened his condition. Common sense lost ground when parents attacked teachers for doing the job that they themselves had failed to do in disciplining their unruly children. It declined even further when the schools were required to get parental consent to administer suntan lotion or aspirin to a student, but the schools could not inform the parent when a student became pregnant and wanted to have an abortion. Common sense lost the will to live as the churches became businesses and criminals received better treatment than their victims. Common sense took a beating when you couldn't defend yourself from a burglar in your own home, and then that same burglar could sue you for assault. Or when a woman failed to realize that a steaming cup of coffee was hot, she spilled a little in her lap, sued, and was awarded a huge settlement. Common sense finally gave up the will to live when churches or when our politicians were not held accountable for their actions, such as when congressmen failed to disclose income or pay their own taxes, or when our government could use the IRS to target American citizens, and when they were caught red-handed, they could just destroy evidence, go before Congress, and lie under oath. And then so arrogantly look into the camera and tell the American people lie after lie. Common sense took his last breath when the President of the United States and the White House were involved in so many different scandals. There was the IRS, the Benghazi, the Rosengate, the Fast and the Furious, and the VA scandal, just to name a few. And yet, the media, for the most part, gave the President and the White House a pass, and no one was held accountable. Common sense was preceded in death by his parents, truth and trust, his wife, discretion, his daughter, responsibility, and his son, reason. He is survived by his 4 stepbrothers, I know my rights, I want it now, someone else is to blame, and I'm a victim. And finally, in concluding the service, I will never forget the last words Common Sense said to me before he passed. And I quote, "Most politicians of today have become so arrogant and think they can just do about anything they desire without the fear of consequences. They have become so defiant, they do whatever fits into their personal agenda, and if they're caught, all they have to do is say, 'I'm sorry,' or dance around the question for a while until the story goes away. Many of our politicians have done this time after time with absolutely no consequences for their actions. They do believe they're above the law." Common Sense went on to say nothing in America will get better until our politicians fear the people. And the only way they're going to fear the people is if they fear losing their jobs in the upcoming elections and every election from here on out. He further stated Americans need to send a strong message to our government and vote all incumbents out of office. This is the only way America will ever have a chance at getting back to being a great nation. One of Common Sense's last wishes was that we watch a video that he created while he was on his deathbed. Common Sense stated that the clips in this video are just a small fraction of what caused his slow and painful death. He asks that we watch the video, we look inward at ourselves, and then we ask what we can do to keep his legacy alive. May common sense rest in peace.
About the girl saying bless you when somebody sneezed and they suspended her for it. And that's ridiculous.
According to Turner, she was reprimanded by the teacher, who said, "We will not have godly speaking in my class."
Let me tell you something. For the first time in my adult lifetime, I'm proud of my country.
And then wants us to sing God Bless America? No, no, no. Not God Bless America. God Damn America.
But we have to pass the bill so that you can find out what is in it.
Arrogance of Washington politicians.
Well, why has it been delayed?
Ma'am, the LACPR is...
do me a favor. Could you say senator instead of ma'am?
Yes.
It's just a thing. I worked so hard to get that title, so I'd appreciate it. Yes, thank you.
Yes, Senator.
Obama. You got Obama phone? Yes, everybody in Cleveland, no minority got Obama phone. Keep Obama in president, you know. You gave us a phone. You're gonna do more. How do you give you a phone? You sign up if you're on full steps, you on Social Security, you got low income, you disability.
"37-year-old Angel Adams blames the system for her problems, a system of social service agencies trying to help her. Adams has 15 children, 12 who are now living with her in this small motel room.
Somebody needs to pay for all my children and mine and Gary, all our suffering, somebody needs to be held accountable, and they need to pay.
I love these members that get up and say, read the bill. What good is reading the bill if it's 1,000 pages and you don't have 2 days and 2 lawyers to find out what it means after you...